Donald Trump is trying to squeeze Iran economically, but the pressure may not stop at Iran's borders. The U.S. president says countries that provide Iran with what he calls an economic lifeline could face serious financial consequences themselves. His warning covers banks, businesses, airports, and even government-linked entities. Trump also wants oil smuggling networks, cash transfers, exchange houses, ship registries, and front companies connected to Iran shut down. This goes beyond ordinary sanctions. The strategy is designed to make doing business with Iran increasingly expensive not only for Tehran, but for companies and countries around it. And that is where things get complicated. China remains especially important because it buys the majority of Iran's exported oil. That means stronger enforcement against Iranian trade could create another point of tension between Washington and Beijing. Iran, meanwhile, is showing no sign of publicly backing down. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi accused Washington of using economic pressure instead of diplomacy and warned that the policy could hurt the wider global economy. Then there is the United Arab Emirates. The UAE suspended trade and financial dealings with Iran after accusing Tehran of firing 2 ballistic missiles towards the country. Iran denied responsibility. That matters because the UAE has historically been one of Iran's most important commercial links. In 2024, it supplied more than 30% of Iran's imports. There is also the Strait of Hormuz. Shipping through this narrow waterway remains well below earlier levels. Preliminary figures showed 73 ship transits between August 10th and 16th, compared with 91 the week before. For Singapore, this may sound distant, but the economic connection is straightforward. Singapore depends heavily on global shipping and imported energy. If instability pushes up oil prices, insurance, or freight costs, the effects can eventually reach businesses, transport costs, airfares, and imported goods. The bigger question is whether economic pressure actually brings Iran back to negotiations, or simply creates another prolonged standoff. Sanctions can weaken revenue and restrict access to international finance. But Iran has also spent decades building ways to operate under restrictions. So the real test is not how tough the sanctions sound. It is whether they change Tehran's decisions without creating even larger economic problems elsewhere. Do you think tougher economic pressure will make Iran negotiate, or could it make the confrontation even harder to resolve? For more clear explanations behind the headlines, like, share, and subscribe to 2230.